We all know too well the feeling of taking care of patients with DIPG. It's a feeling of futility and helplessness and pessimism and impotence. You basically feel powerless. Whereas I can offer just about every other one of my patients at least some hope. There's just not much to offer these poor families. Of course, like all pediatric neuro-oncologists, we try as hard as we can. We offer them early phase studies, and we treat symptoms aggressively, and we support them emotionally, but that's really all there is. I took care of a wonderful 7-year-old girl with DIPG this past year who was sweet and adorable and lovely, as were her parents and little brother, of course. Like many patients, she enrolled on a phase 1 study, and she did everything that we asked of her. Her parents became fierce advocates for her by educating themselves on all things DIPG. We all crossed our fingers for a miracle, but in the end it didn't come, and she died about 6 months after I met her. However, the end in this case was noticeably different than my previous experiences with DIPG, and that's because of Gift from a Child. Once she had clearly progressed on study, and we in the family both agreed to focus exclusively on symptom management instead of any curative intending interventions, I introduced the concept of postmortem tissue donation through Gift from a Child. For the first time in my short career of taking care of children with DIPG, I felt like I had something to offer. Their beautiful daughter could leave this amazing legacy and make all of this inexplicable and unfair suffering not for nothing. They and she could directly and substantially contribute to finding a cure for this horrendous disease so that more families and children wouldn't have to go through what they were going through. And the parents readily agreed and consented to Gift from a Child. The end was still awful. How can it not be? But it was distinctly different. There was this tinge of hope and optimism. From my end, Gift from a Child could not possibly have made it easier. The tissue navigator took ownership of everything, communicating directly with the family and with our local pathologist who performed the autopsy and with the shipping companies to get the tissue to wherever it needed to go. I didn't have to do any of that. I just got to offer something good and productive for a family with a dying child. It was transformational. I've done it once more since this first time, and I plan to offer Gift from a Child moving forward to every single one of my terminal patients. I know that these tissue donations dramatically improve research capability. These post-treatment samples are rare and critical, and I've seen the good it can provide a grieving family. I believe Gift from a Child offers something extraordinary.